So welcome to the channel again, and today we are out on the Triumph Tiger Sport 660. I've just picked it up from Bevan Triumph in Cardiff to take it out for a test ride, and we'll discuss why I'm taking it out for a test ride in a moment, but so far this feels absolutely lovely to be on. Going up the gears there with the quick shifter. Not sure if that was me or the bike, but that didn't feel exactly buttery smooth up until now. It's felt fairly smooth. Yeah, no problem there. So yeah, the Triumph Tiger Sport 660. One of the, obviously the Tiger family, the sporty version. Coming from obviously got the CB500 Hornet. Feels a bit more upright than that. That's exactly why I'm on it really. So the reason I'm looking test ride other bikes now is because I'm realising now that maybe I'm going to need a bike, I'm going to need the tour on. So just chatting to friends of mine who've also got bikes that fancy touring in the future, who also have like adventure stroke touring type bikes. And like I've said before, I can do pretty much everything I want on the CB500 Hornet, but what it doesn't really offer me is an awful lot of protection from the weather and the wind. I've obviously done a fair amount of like dual carriageways and motorway now on the Hornet. While it's a lovely bike to ride, it just doesn't seem to offer me the protection on the dual carriageways and the motorways. This is obviously more of an upright bike, touring bike, and again, I'm coming from the angle of a learner rider, very new, not learner, but very new rider. And while it does feel a lot heavier, I'd say a lot heavier, I'd say definitely heavier, not a lot heavier than the Hornet, it still feels fairly manageable. Still feels fairly easy to ride, no issues really. It doesn't feel top heavy in any way. It feels a little bit more wallowy taking the bends. Well, I've only been out in it about 5 minutes so far, 10 minutes. Feels a little bit more wallowy around the bends than the Hornet, but then I'm comparing it to the Hornet, which is a much lighter, agile bike, and this is just less agile, isn't it, because of the nature of the bike. It's more upright. As far as I'm aware, and I've read the reviews and looked at the tech specs, it has core and ABS again, so which is another feature that kind of interests me. If you're going on long tours, you don't get tired towards the end of the day, having something like corner ABS would be a really useful safety feature. The other feature it has is this right here, which I hope to get to play with in a minute, and that's the cruise control, which obviously I don't have on my existing bike at the moment, and that'll be a lovely feature to have while I'm touring. And so yeah, it's got those features that I don't currently have. I'm using a clutch there to shift down. I don't really have to do that because it's got the quick shifter, so that's the other thing we need to talk about. Yeah, so it's got those safety features I haven't quite got at the moment, which would be really useful long distances and touring, that obviously I haven't got in the Hornet at the moment. The quick shifter, interesting for me, I've never used them before. but really kind of like, you know, feels smooth enough on this bike. Obviously you've got the wind protection, adjustable windscreen up and down, and that's the one thing I'll talk about in a moment where I'll get back on the dual carriageway. That's, you know, at higher speeds it is protecting me a little bit. I did come up on here on the dual carriageway, so it is protecting me a little bit, but I do feel buffeting, which other people have talked about. But however, what I will say, it's buffeting and not direct wind on your chest and your head. So while you can feel it, there you are, there's the quick shifter. While you can feel it, it does feel nowhere as bad as having, you know, the direct wind pressure on your chest and your head and your arms and shoulders from not having any windshield or protection. And obviously it's faired, as you can see, so I've got more protection there if I do end up buying something like this. So it's faired and it has wind protection. At this speed I don't feel anything on my head or chest at all. I can safely say I don't feel anything. It was only at a speed of around about 60 or 70 I started to feel the buffeting. But like I said, it's just a recirculated air just landed in front of your head and chest, not the full pressure that you'd feel on a naked bike that I've got so far. But you know, I'll talk a little bit more about that when we pop back down to the dual carriageway. At the moment I'm just on the A48 heading down towards Cowbridge, not going too fast. We're having a lovely day of it because thank you very much. Because it's a cracking day out. It's about 27 degrees today, I think, or 26, 25 and a half is showing on the bike. So we've got a national. Let's go. It's not going to stop there today. So I've only got an hour on this and I intend to make the most of it. Not sure if I'm going to make a walk around on this. There are plenty of videos out there that show the walk around and the tech specs of the bike. I just want to give it mainly from the angle of me as a learner rider, and you know why I'm choosing it. You know, I'm stuck behind the tractor, so it's probably a good time to chill. So that quick shifter is absolutely smooth. Like, you know, you can probably feel there's a little bit, a tiny bit of a, you know, just you can feel the step down or the step up when you're changing gear, when you're blipping up and down. But when I just stepped down, when I just stepped up then to fifth, that I didn't even hardly felt it. Let's just step back down to fourth. Yeah, nothing at all really. So that felt absolutely stunning. That's such a lovely feature to have. Well, I can open it up again now. So let's step back up. In a moment, if he's got a shift on. Yeah, nothing at all. So that is smooth, man. That quick shifter is really, really smooth. Let's go again. Yeah, lovely. My God. Absolutely lovely. This feels such a nice bike to ride. Like, I've been on it, what, 10-15 minutes now so far. I'm absolutely really enjoying it. Feels light enough. One could say you can flick it around a bit, but you can definitely move it around a bit. It's nowhere near as light as my Hornet, obviously, but you know, I think you could have a bit of fun on a Twisties. Take it down to fifth. Yeah, back up to 6 on the quick shifter. Not a jot of bother to the bike at all. Oh, it's bloody lovely. It's so good, you feel like you want to keep going, like, you know, you're on 7th, 8th, 9th gears. Oh my God, this is a lovely bike. How do I break this to my Hornet? How do I break in the fact that I'm absolutely falling for another bike already so soon? How do I break that to my Hornet? It's going to have to be a case of, you know, it's not you, it's a me kind of thing. So, I'm getting a shift on here as well. So turn around at some point. So I've got the coming back down to 50, so chill out a bit, step down to 5th. Lovely. I've got this colour, as you can see, this roulette green they call it. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. They're making some really nice colours. I think they've got the white, obviously there's green, they've got red. I think red is the one I'd go for. The black I think is the standard, and like that's the cheapest. Black, so yeah, black, white, red and this roulette green, and I think you pay a little bit extra for anything other than the black. And I think it's 8945 or 8995. And any other colour like around about 9145 I do believe. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna need a touring bike as opposed to the one I've got, and so I'm looking and I'm in a market for something like this. Do I want to go for an 800 yet? No, not yet. Not interested. I just want something with enough power, and this definitely has enough power. I'm told to slow down. This definitely has enough power. For me so far anyway. You know, people will say, well, you know, you might as well just go for the 800 and be done with it. Well, yeah, well I might, or I might not. I might just be happy with this for the rest of my biking career, biking life. It feels absolutely solid. So yeah, you know, this is dual carriageway now. 60. What am I feeling from, you know, the effects of the wind? Hardly anything. So at 55, I should be going 50, so let's calm down. So 50 mile an hour, I'm not going anything. So this is doing a fantastic job. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. If I was down here on my Hornet now, I'd be feeling everything, I know I would. But I'm not feeling absolutely anything there whatsoever. So like I said, people have reported buffeting. It's just going to be that recircle of data there if they're getting up towards 60 or 70. So I'm hoping I can get back down somewhere and show you what's going to be like 60, 70. And hopefully get into some twisties as well. So I better turn around at some point. I'm going to leave you for the time being while I turn around this on this roundabout. And because I'm going to come back down the same way, but that would be boring for you to watch that again. And so yeah, I'll come back down the same way if I can. So I'll switch off for now. I'll join in the Twisties and then the dual carriageway motorway. Okay. Okay. So I want to try the cruise control for you. I've been told I can just press it. So the light comes on. So we're on a 50 here, so I'll see if I can set it at 50. I'll press it again. We've got the green light. There we are. We are on cruise control. That is absolutely fantastic. And again, anything, now we'll just take that back off. I can press the front brake, rear brake, throttle down, throttle back, and it'll cancel it. So that is absolutely a great feature. And that's something I've never thought I'd have on a bike. You even get the opportunity to wait to see other bikes. So yeah, touch of the brake is back off, and the light is just showing now. Ambilight just showing that it's ready to be, you know, actuated again, really. So if I press the button again, because we're on 40 limit, and I've got speed of 35, I can just chill out. That is fantastic. Chill out till somebody decides to pull out in front of me, ish. And yeah, that is cruise control. So for those of you who've had cruise control before, this ain't no biggie. But for me, who's never experienced cruise control on a bike, I never thought he would experience cruise control on a bike so quickly, so soon in his biking career. Yeah, that is great. So they say it's got to be around about 30 mile an hour third gear, give or take 20 mile an hour. Let's make that. Sorry, it can go down to about 20. He said cruise, but you know, who wants to cruise at 20? So it's got to be at least third gear, 30 mile an hour. And we're on 37 again, cruising. So that is fantastic. That is such a deal breaker for me. As a guy who's looking to go touring at some point in the future. And again, I've seen comments and you know, in the past on people's reviews, and I understand why, you know, people don't make it an issue. Right, let's go left through some twisties. Still using the gear shift, the clutch lever to shift down, but I don't have to. Ooh, there's a bit of a clunk there on that one, on the quick shifter. We've got 20 minutes left on this bike. Yeah, I understand why some people don't really have an issue with, you know, cruise control, no cruise control. I get that. It's not really an issue for me, really, but if it's there as a feature on the bike, I think that's a great thing. I'm being very careful because this is a test ride and I really don't want to damage this bike. So yeah, just noticeably a little bit more wallier than my Hornet, obviously. So I'm not going mad through these twisties. And there's the obvious reason. But you know, still feels agile enough. Let's keep it in. So long press of the cruise control button and it goes off, it disappears. Cancel everything. So obviously you're going to need it through these twisties. So just a little bit more clunkier between 3rd and 4th than it is between 4th, 5th and 6th for the quick shifter. It doesn't feel like there's a slipper assist clutch. I might be wrong. It doesn't feel like there's a slipper assist clutch on the clutch lever. Oh my Hornet is an absolute, so light, the clutch lever is unbelievable. So this doesn't feel as light, but obviously you've got the quick shifter, so that doesn't really matter as much. So mirrors, yeah, great. Looking at these, I've got a bit of my shoulder on the left and the right, but not, you know, nothing major to worry about there. Yeah. So again, a little bit clunky between 2nd and 3rd. Maybe it's because you've got to get a bit of speed on. Maybe it's smoother when you get a bit of speed on. Those who are used to quick shifters, you'll probably give me the lowdown on that, you know. I guess it is a case of if the bike's going somewhere, it's easier to quick shift. So extremely slow today through these twisties because of the vehicles. 20-mile-an-hour zones. Yes, 20 mile an hour. Okay, I'll rejoin you shortly. So on a bit of a national here. The other thing people talk about on this bike is the dash. So you got a bit of a split, the LED and TFT dash. Try to concentrate on the road and talk at the same time. So yeah, you got a bit of a split dash there. Doesn't really bother me. I've got a nice dash on my Hornet. Hondas do a nice 5-inch TFT display. But you know, I'm not a mega kind of like techno geek. I don't need ultra bright, clear displays and with overwhelming information on. As long as you've got the regular information on and the salient information on, I think that's again personal opinion. That's all I need. So yeah, no issue whatsoever. Got an outside 10 kind of gauge here as well, like you know, it's something I've never had before. So you can scroll through, connect your Triumph app through your Triumph phone. You've got all sorts of information on there, trip, range, etc. Fuel status, yeah. Okay, so we're getting, on average, wow, that's interesting. Well, we're going from between 70 and 90 there, but it's because I'm rolling. So we're getting on average about 70, I guess, mpg. That's not bad. It's obviously going to change all the time. I'm changing gears and going up and down now. Yeah, all the information's on there. All that you need is on there. Yeah, I can't see any issue with the dash personally. Yeah. So it is. It's like, you know, as far as I'm concerned, that's confirmed really. The quick shift is a lot more clunky between second and third, third and fourth. Between fourth and fifth, I hardly noticed that then. Between fifth and sixth, again, hardly noticed it. So, yeah, that's my experience of that. But an absolutely lovely bike to ride. I'm kind of like falling for this bike already. Again, stepping down there, no problem at all. One of these ones I think I could quite happily take home now. And leave my other bike there. Sorry, Gordon. That's quite nervy really, but nice pick up at speed, yes. Nice pick up at speed there. This doesn't hang around this bike whatsoever. I think I've just got on road mode at the moment as well, so yeah, road. So let's put it on sport. Yeah, Jesus, that's different. Oh, white motors. That's definitely sport mode. Yeah, jeez, that's good. So yeah, those different modes are like noticeable, you know. Between road is like you kind of like your safe mode really. How long have I got on this? Not long enough. Okay, so I've still got the gear indicator just up on the dash. There I go. Yep. and after a while the mode disappears. So yeah, I have left it in sport mode. Quite, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Can't remember what I was then for a minute. So yeah, while we go through these glorious lanes of St Fagans in South Wales, some of you might know it, lovely well-to-do area, lovely houses. See if I can pop it in a different mode. So that's the indicator, soz. Right, click again. Rain. So let's try rain. Okay. So rain mode feels a bit like your safer mode, for obvious reasons. I'm still using the clutch lever to change gears. I think it's a better option at slower speeds. I feel like I could just cruise on this bike all day. Just tour on this bike all day. Feet position. What gear am I in? Fuel low. That's not good, is it? Struggling to find neutral then. Okay, fuel low, right. Better go back, hadn't I, really? So I'm making my way back. Yeah, so I'm about 5'8" and a half, 177 centimetres. I'm really not quite sure what that is in inches, to be honest. About 5'8" and a half. I'd like to call myself 5'9", but yeah, looking at my feet, they're both down. Balls almost flat. But that's absolutely enough for me. I thought I was going to need the lower seat, and this is the standard seat, so and it feels fine. You know, on a nice flat, even surface, it feels absolutely fine. So maybe a standard seat would be absolutely fine for the, you know. So I have a little bit of extra comfort. Obviously, if you have a lower seat, then maybe it's a bit compromise on the comfort. Again, I'm not really sure, so let me know if you know. Yeah, like, you know, 5'8" and a half, 5'9" on a good day. That felt quite good for me. And I'm still at that stage where I want to feel really comfortable. Still comfortable on a bike as well. Like, you know, I still want to get my both feet down and feel like they're, you know, I could almost flat-footed if you like. Those of you who've been riding for years, you know, that's not much of an issue. For me at the moment, I really feel like I want to get my feet down. I went out with a mate the other day. I went on a long ride to the Brecon Beacons. God, yeah, felt that one with a quick shifter. Went up to the ride of the Beacons, and he's got the Triumph Tiger 900 XCA, I do believe. He let me have a go of it. He let me have a go of his bike on the lower seat, and I was still on tippy toes with it. So, and it just didn't feel right for me. It just didn't feel comfortable on it. It felt like I could, if I lost my balance, I'd go over any minute. For this one, on this standard seat, on a nice flat surface, feels absolutely fine. Which I'll get to test again now. Nice road surface, nice and flat. Am I neutral? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, ball there. It's a full ball on my foot, so yeah, that feels fine. Ooh, get into first then. Okay, shortly we're going up to the dual carriageway, so make it back home. Stay right there. So I'll just join you on the dual carriage and we'll talk about which we mentioned already, but we'll just talk about wind lifting because you'll get first-hand experience if I'm on it. And we'll talk about what it feels like at higher speeds. So, see you in a moment. Yeah, I'm getting off on the next one.